Hey, good morning. This is the Luther Limestone show. And yeah, I'm fully aware that the title of the show differs from what I just said. I'm fully aware that the show is titled The Morning Segment with Luther Limestone. I don't need your criticism. I don't need your comments. I don't need any of that. This is my show, and I think I've earned the right just from simply creating the show, I've earned the right to call it whatever I damn well please. And anyone who's got a problem with that, please message me privately so I could chew your ass out. I would love it. That would just make my doggy day. I'm waiting. So please, for the love of God, give me an excuse to let out decades of built up anger and frustration and emptiness. I can just let it all out on you. Or I tell you what, if it tickles your fancy, we could have a nice, calm, civil discussion about it in person. Though I can't guarantee that you would ever be heard from again by your friends and family. Assuming you have friends and family in the first place to be heard from again by. I don't know. That's kind of what I want to talk about today for anyone out there listening is what's wrong with this world and why are there so many people in it that contribute to all the negative aspects of life? Like, for instance, let's talk about my bitch ex-wife Samantha for a minute. Hey, Samantha. All I want in life as of now is to just see my kids. And I'm unable to do so because apparently, according to some people, punching holes through walls, getting drunk, breaking furniture, and just screaming and yelling all over the house over a football game is grounds for removing custody from a parent. And if you're asking me, I think that's just complete bullshit. I don't think that warrants the removal of custody. I'm not hitting anybody. So what damage is being done? It makes no sense to me, and it won't ever make any sense to me. I mean, seriously, what kind of world do we live in now where a guy can't just come home and relax after a long, hard day? Just come home and have a few drinks and watch the game and relax. It makes no sense, as previously stated. And, there's just this repeating cycle, too, that I want to discuss that everyone seems to be stuck in. And I don't know how it doesn't drive people crazy to do the same thing every single day. You wake up, you drink, you go to work, you drink, you come home, smoke a little bit of crack, pass out on the couch with your pants off, wake up, maybe take a shower, smoke another bowl of crack, drink, go to sleep for 2 hours, wake up, go to work, jack off on the way to work, rub one out or rub one in, depending on what you are. Get a machete, saw your arm off, and have someone surgically put it back onto your body. These are just like normal everyday things, and I don't understand how someone could do this every single day and not feel like a brainwashed zombie. Like, break out of the cycle, man. Try something different. And I feel like that causes a lot of problems today, too. Like, it was where a lot of built-up anger and frustration comes from. It's just not enough change. Everything, like, you have no expectations anymore. You don't have any aspirations anymore because this is just what it is. That's something we as a society have to consider and change. Or else we're going to be stuck in this permanent cycle of this dread and useless crap. How are you supposed to grow and experience what life is really about, when you just have this mundane cycle? Let's talk about people who think that they can skateboard. And I guarantee you know a few people, or maybe just one. Maybe you don't know anybody that does this, but I've come across it a few times in my travels of my 50 years of age. There are people who will say, They want to be a skater so bad. They want to be a skateboarder so bad, and when they go to show off their trick on their Instagram or their Snapchat or whatever, they're just doing an ollie off of a 2-inch curb while blasting like heavy metal music. Yeah, you're so badass, dude. Shred it! You jumped a curb, man. And, you know, maybe I'm being too harsh. I can't even stand on a skateboard. I mean, let alone move on it. The most I can do is something that it might not be the official term for the trick, but all I could do was the coffin. And for those of you who are wondering what that move entails, it's just simply laying down on the skateboard. Not a very hard trick to pull off. Anybody could do it. I don't know. I really wish I could see my kids. I'm kind of stuck on that right now. So why don't we go to our callers? We already have a few people waiting on the line. So let's just start with the first one. Good morning. This is Luther Limestone with the morning segment with Luther Limestone. You're on the air. What's going on today?
I don't think you got the brain capacity to understand what I'm about to ask, but what would be your approach to population control?
Okay. See, this is a good question, and I'm glad that you brought this up today because it's not really something you hear a lot about these days, and I believe it's necessary to have a discussion about. Given that there's a lot of people stuck in this cycle that we talked about earlier, or, you know, just a lot of stupid people who don't really need to be around, this would help get rid of a lot of unnecessary clutter. And one of the ways, like if you were to ask me, like you just did, my approach to population control would be to start a program where you tell people who sign up that they're going to get an implant in their ear that will allow them to speak to Google at any time to ask questions. No batteries needed, anything like that. It's super easy to use. But in terms of how this is going to work for population control, it detects when people are driving, and as people are driving, it starts whispering horrible things in their ears, make them question their own sanity, give them existentialism, something like that. And, it would eventually cause these people to swerve off of the road and die. Out of all the methods discussed throughout history for population control, I believe this one would have the least amount of chaos. I don't know. That's just me, though. That's my thoughts on it, and I appreciate you calling in and contributing to the show. It means a lot. Great question. But we're going to move on to our next caller. You're on the air with Luther Limestone, the morning segment with Luther Limestone. That's the name of the show.
Hey, Luther. It's, I think you know. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah, you sound kind of familiar.
Well, there's a good reason for that, Luther. I'm from the future, and I'm calling to tell you that I went back into the past before you started the show. And, I got some new equipment and stuff instead of the one that you did have. I also cut off your left arm and sold it to the black market because there was a really cool DLC that came out for Borderlands 7. Yeah, they're still making those. They're still really, really fucking bad. Anyways, don't be ungrateful. You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, wait, one more thing. How are my kids doing?
Hey, drop it. Drop it. Don't ask stuff like that. Don't ever ask anything like that. Anyways, have a good day, man. Good luck with the show. The kids are dead.
Normally I would be upset at this kind of thing, but, the prosthetic hand's pretty cool. can't really get past the whole my kids are dead aspect of all of that. So I'm just trying to navigate that real quick and get back on track. You know, it's never too late to change your fate. You know, you can become a better person. You can do better things. Or, you know, vice versa. You can become a horrible person and do worse things. But isn't it nice to just do better things? You know, like not letting your kids die somehow. Yeah, it's really gonna take me a minute to navigate the space of that situation. Let's talk about Peter Pan and you know, why was he wearing that? What was he thinking? So what? You can do magic. Why do you have to wear that? Because you do magic? I mean, have you seen how magicians will create costumes for themselves and they don't look like a fucking freak? I mean, come on, man. Dude, your bad guy is a pirate. You can do magic. Why in the world do you have to like dress up and do all this? I don't get it, man. Peter Pan is just such a weird concept to me. And why the hell is he on peanut butter? You think that makes me feel good about the peanut butter? Oh, this one's got Peter Pan on it. It must be good. Anyways, we got a new caller on the line. You're on the air with Luther Limestone with the morning segment with Luther Limestone. What's going on, man?
Hey, Mr. Limestone, what's going on, man? You having a great day or what?
I got no complaints.
Yeah, I heard about that situation with your future self calling to the past. Telling you he went to the past. That's crazy, man. And I'll tell you something else. I really like street lamps. I like the way they light up the streets. That way I can see where I'm going with my eyes at night because of the street lights. Yow, you know what I'm saying? Okay, have a good day, Luther.
By the way, we are out of time. I'm gonna have to figure out this whole future situation and, you know, get a handle on that. Really explore the space of the situation. But anyways, hope you're having a great morning. This has been the morning segment with Luther Limestone. I hate you.